Hello and welcome to another episode of the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast. This is episode 66, coming to you live from the Sands Convention Center for SHOT Show 2015. We're in the media press room. I have with me Hank Hockey, Director of Sales Firearms Radio Network, and I also have our senior producer here, Anthony. And I also have with me today Chad Wallace from our Oregon listener headquarters.
Yeah,
thanks for joining me, Chad. As always, we strive to evaluate products from an unbiased, honest perspective on this podcast. Obviously, we're all really excited about SHOT Show. We've had a lot of great experiences and interviews so far. So I just want to do a quick microcast this week so you guys have something to listen to and maybe, soothe some of those burning questions you might have about what's going on here down in Vegas. So, Chad, would you like to know?
Sorry, I missed that one.
What would you like to know first?
I was really curious about range day. What you guys shot, how it kind of worked out, stuff like that.
Yeah. So range day was yesterday was Monday. So the morning section was media day at the range, and we got to kind of linger around through industry day at the range. So what all did we get to shoot, Hank?
Oh, let's see. I think kind of started out at the top of the hill. We did a little bit over the TacCon triggers, both in their AR-15 platform, AK platform. That was a lot of fun. Nice trigger.
Yeah, you're spoiled. Your first trigger pull on an AK-47 had a TacCon trigger in it.
Right.
And the picture.
That's not any fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, and JW Ramp got a killer picture.
Oh yeah.
Of me doing it too.
Yeah, that's that's gonna be beautiful. You should have that blown up in a poster, put up your mantle.
Right there, you go.
There you go.
So then we went to Beretta. We shot the M9A3 suppressed.
Yeah, that was a nice gun. After that, I think I went over to the Springfield booth. My everyday carry is a Springfield XD40 subcompact, so now they've got the Mod 2, also known as the Grip Zone, out. And besides the fact that it's a horrible marketing gimmick since it's stamped on the gun itself, the stippling and the minor changes that they did make actually felt really, really nice. So I really appreciated that gun. I'd almost buy it if it didn't say Grip Zone on it, or I would buy it if it didn't say Grip Zone on it. But that's just a
stipple right over it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Have to add some more stippling to it. Right.
We went to Korth and we shot some German pistols.
Yeah, some really funky stuff. The Sky Marshal 9mm clipless 9mm Luger clipless revolver.
And we also we did stop by a tracking point, and you had to put your name on a little waiting list, but it didn't take all that long. So I got to shoot the tracking point. Hank's already shot one in the past, so it was really cool to just sit down and really easy. All the controls for zooming in on the scope, because the scope's got digital zoom both on the top of the scope, but also just a little tiny toggle right on the trigger guard, so you can zoom in and out to try and track your target, and then big old red button to tag it, and then you just, after you've tagged it, it kind of takes a range reading, it knows 800 yards, then it automatically offsets the scope, so you'll notice that your crosser shift way down, which forces you to raise up to it, which of course lifts up your muzzle, and then you just hold the trigger and drag your crosshairs across the tag on the target, and when it's exactly perfect, the round will go off. So it takes a lot of the human variable out of it. I can see it being very much a technology that's more prevalent in the future, especially in the defense department enforcement. For us civilians, it's really fun. Especially they were showing off how it can link to wirelessly to an iPad, so you can see what the shooter is seeing through the scope, as well as they had a demo or a prototype model of their sunglasses that had a little screen readout, so you could be looking at observing what the shooter is seeing, and then also have your full range right in front of you. So very cool stuff. I'd say that my favorite booth is still IWI.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Yeah, those guys were super friendly, and as popular as they were, once it's your turn in line, man, they just, okay, what can I do to help you out? What do you guys need? Just. And first we shot the Tavor, which I've never shot a Tavor, but I've fondled my fair share at the gun show or a gun fair or either or. And so we both, Hank and I, got to shoot it. It's an amazing firearm. It's awesome. I probably got about 5 rounds down, and then the IWI staff person next to me just said, use one hand. And so I took one hand off, and it did not affect the recoil. All very controllable. They had like a Metrolite reflex dot on there.
Yep.
So that was awesome to do. And then their IWI, their pistols, their polymer line.
Yeah, one was polymer and one was steel.
Yeah.
I believe, and they're new to the U.S. market. However, it's been the primary sidearm of the Israeli police force for 20 plus years. I want to say for the steel and the polymer versions, a little bit less than that, but those were both pretty enjoyable to shoot as well.
Yeah, shot the 9 and the 40 and the 45, both of us.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. Then I did manage to stop by the slide fire booth, and I got to shoot a slide fire stock. I've never gotten to do that before. So that was very interesting, controlling the recoil and kind of getting to let loose with it. So that everyone kind of walked away with that booth with a big smile on their face. And
yeah, did you shoot anything from Chris?
I did not get to.
Okay.
But there's footage of JW from the AR-15 podcast. His wife shot the Chris Hector, and fully automatic, suppressed, with the Neotech on there. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I'm forgetting.
But we stopped by the Legendary Arms Works. They make bolt-action rifles, completely custom actions. So we got to shoot some long range. I think it was 500 yards. Bring some steel there.
Yeah.
That was very fun.
I shot some stuff with Devil Dog Arms. They do a lot of AR-10, AR-15 platform variants. And they actually, if you're familiar with Natalie Guide from Girls Guide to Gun, Natalie Foster from Girls Guide to Guns, they do her whole line of firearms that she's just launched and come out with. And they've been in the industry for quite a few years and just kind of been a third-party manufacturer of receivers, uppers, and lowers, and for other companies within the industry, and they've really been kind of changing and going out in the market now with their own Devil Dog Arms branded firearms. A lot of nice stuff coming out of them.
And a lot of walking around, walking and talking. As it got later on in the day, as soon as we got off the bus,
The UTM.
we stopped by UTM Worldwide, and they're working on something really cool. They had this non-lethal target ammunition that was pretty much mostly law enforcement, but now they're bringing it to the civilian market. So it's a very interesting proprietary ammunition that's got 2 primers on the inside. So it kind of helps jettison the round so that it'll eject, and actually you can feed from a magazine multiple rounds. So the first primer sets off like a internal charge, and a ball strikes a secondary primer, which then launches a much more controlled and reduced speed. Almost, it was like an airsoft pellet or something similar.
Yep.
So they have both in pistols and AR-15. The AR-15 is the bolt strikes on the rim,
Right.
So that was a big safety thing, is that if you even slipped a live 5.56 round into the chamber, it would not detonate the primer because it's rimfire. Basically, their ammunition detonates on the rim. So that was very cool.
Yeah,
to
it
get
was.
to do.
Allows you to use your own firearm, and
Yeah.
you know, I think you said just a drop-in bolt proprietary to their system.
Yeah, so the brass ejects, and it's all aluminum casings, and so you can actually just sweep all that aluminum up into a bin and get enough of it and take it to the scrap yard and make some extra ammo money, so where you can go back and buy another pack. So I think they're releasing a civilian kit that comes with 100 rounds of ammunition, and depending on whether it's the AR-15 platform or the handgun platform, everything you need to essentially practice with your own gun in your own backyard. So that's pretty awesome. I'll be hopefully hooking up with them and maybe getting some more details in a detailed review on this podcast in the future. So that was pretty much all the big names that we covered on range day, the interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
gonna
what are your
ask,
questions, Chad, about now that we're into the main convention in the sands? What are some big names you want to hear about?
Well, as everybody, I want to hear about Magpul, their new 700
Magpul.
stock. What other kind of cool stuff they're doing out?
Yeah, I am very glad to announce nothing but good news from Magpul. Their booth was fantastic. We talked to somebody about the 700 chassis right off the bat. So the 700 chassis work with Remington 700s. It can work with your own action, barrel, and trigger guard, and work with your hinge floor plate, bottom metal. But then you can also, with buying a secondary purchase, they've got their own bottom metal that will straight up accept their PMags, but the AC models, and their trigger guard looked pretty nice too. Had a nice little angled profile to it. And then you can also take out a spacer and convert it to accepting the other Accuracy International profile magazines. So.
Yeah. And then after that, we looked at
the new color for the PMags.
Right, sand.
Yeah, sand. So PMags are going to be coming out in a lighter tan color, lighter than flat dark earth. They call it sand. It can't be pure white because when the DuPont polymer is pure white, it doesn't have the UV protection. It actually doesn't even come in that color. It pretty much comes in that sand color. So the advantage to that would be obviously
let's start dyeing it a lot easier.
yeah, when you use the RIT dye kits, it'll accept the color and you'll get like a much truer color than what you're going for. So if you wanted pink magazines, purple magazines, orange magazines, you can finally experiment and play around with those. So probably going to see an influx of people combining colors and doing stencils and kind of doing custom dipped dye paint jobs.
Tie-dye, baby.
Yeah,
Tie-dye.
there you go. That's what you need.
Hippie mags.
Yeah, and
and I mean they call it sand, but I mean it's just off-white.
It's an off-white. It's
you
really
know.
close to white. It's gonna take the dyes, whatever you want to, or the root dyes, fairly well. So you're gonna be able to see, like I said, see people doing some cool stuff with it, hopefully.
Yeah, and that 700 chassis, I did ask about the colors for that. So it is going to be available in black, OD, flat dark earth, stealth gray, kind of their main tactical rainbow right now. And of course, it's got all the M-lock points on it, and they spent a lot of time on the SGA stock to get the recoil feeling just right with the pad. Luckily, they had flushed that out with their shotgun, so converting that over to their chassis, it should be a really nice stock on that. So looking very forward to seeing some people having those on their rifles. So then after that, we talked about the Glock mags.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was kind of focusing on the camera at that point. But can you tell us about the?
Sure. They're
mags?
all polymer Glock mags. $15.95 price point. Obviously, it's great for Glock owners, knowing how expensive an OEM mag would be for that. No metal feed lips. Everything's 100% polymer on them, very lightweight. But I think that's really promising for a lot of users there.
Yep. Same with the D60. Looks very promising as well.
Yeah, there's 60 round drum mag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's no reinforcement with the feed lips on it either.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So then we moved into the AK platform and the new furniture that they have for that. And those magazines, they have 100% polymer and a reinforced, I guess, mag catch on it, the front and rear portion of it.
The AR mag rock back into there, so there is that little catch on there. Pick that off. It actually gets into the gun.
Yeah, so that does have metal reinforcement there. A lot of nice looking furniture for the AKs there.
Yeah, there's one that had storage on the top of the stock
Right, for cleaning
cleaning kits for your AKs, and then the two different styles of forehands.
Right.
And I did ask them about fitting the tolerances of all the different AKs that are out there, and basically they explained that Yugo owners will still face some difficulty because those fall a little bit out of the pattern of all the other AKs out there. But they were saying milled versus stamped, that it's got the trunnion in the rear for the stock. They've got their own part that kind of is an adapter between the stock and the receiver.
Right, to take away, it sounds like almost it's got some built-in shims or something within it to make sure that it fits a variety of those platforms there. And with those, a lot of the same standard colors that they already have, and additionally, they're going to be offering plum as a color this year. I think is going to be pretty big market.
Exclusive to the AK right now.
Yeah,
correct.
What they're saying about how long it would take for them to get into the other stuff.
Yeah, apparently AK owners like the color plum. This is news to me.
Yeah.
So
they had a much longer handguard for what variety was that?
I forget the name of it.
That B, I think. But it was much longer and it went past the gas block and all that.
I'd appreciate it if you guys could wrap up.
So anyway, we gotta wrap it up. But so far, SHOT Show's been great.
Yeah.
This is just day one. We're looking forward to covering a whole bunch of products and getting a lot of product spotlights and interviews to go up on the YouTube channel. So if you guys want to make sure you go on over to YouTube and subscribe to the Firearms Radio Network channel. Make sure you also go over to Instagram and search for Firearms Radio Network. Hank here has been posting lots of exclusive pictures on his Instagram and I'm also doing some Twitter stuff, but make sure you look at the Instagram because that's where all the goodness is. And yeah.
Well, at least you guys are having fun, and you guys, since you're cutting me out, I guess I'll get out of here so you guys can get out of there since they're booting you out.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So it's getting about 6 o'clock, and it's going to be margarita time pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway, everyone have a great, safe week. I look forward to the next podcasts and getting some more detailed information to you. We've got lots of press kits and lots of information to go through and filter on to you guys. So I greatly look forward to that. Everyone have a great week. Shoot safe. And I'll get you on the next episode. And thank you, Chad, for joining us.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks, Chad.
Yep. See you guys later.
Yep. See ya. Cool.